Hi, I'm Dolores Packard. I am the author of the Cedar Grove Resort Trilogy, and my friend Val Rogers here is the narrator who narrated the story. Val is a very talented narrator who just read my three Cedar Grove Resort Trilogy books and did it very beautifully.
Thank you.
Val, please tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you came to be a narrator.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure doing your three trilogy books. They were just such a joy for me to do. My background is I am born and raised in Connecticut. My dad had some property, and when I met my husband, we built our sort of home and everything around us. And on my property, and I know we'll talk a little bit about it later, but I have three sister trees that I have created a story around. So when Dell reached out to me about doing her trilogy of being a narrator for her book, it just like hit me like lightning. Oh my gosh, my three sister trees. And my three sister trees were my grandmother and her two sisters. So they're my
Oh,
great aunts. So it just made such great sense with your three sisters and then my trees. So my background is I worked at the University of Connecticut for 23 years, working
wow.
in higher education in a master's level program. And then about 8 years ago, I quit that, moved on to other things. My husband and I run a geothermal heating and cooling company, but I also own and sing in bands. So I do the Great American Songbook. I perform for healthcare facilities and veterans
Oh,
facilities
nice.
all over New England, really. I focus more on Connecticut now, but I've done New York and Rhode Island and many other places. So I gig out a lot. I enjoy that aspect of it. We raised our family here. He's my high school sweetheart, and we raised two boys here. And so that's a little bit about me, a little bit about my background. Yeah.
Wow. Um, you've mentioned your book. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about that?
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy to. Happen to have it right here. We can always
Awesome. A Pagan's Path to Meditation.
yeah. So I had, again, during COVID, I had worked with a company to write meditations and do professional recordings of them. And they created an online app on their phones, Android and the iPhone. And I had material. So I wrote about 80 meditations.
Wow.
And I had so much material, I decided to group them into like groups of four meditations. And so this is the first book. And as I was writing, the only way, my main goal was to do the audiobook, Dell, because I love to do the audiobooks, but
Right.
I knew I couldn't do an audiobook without a real book. You have
Right.
to have
Yeah.
hard. So in this book, I talked with a friend who did original illustrations for
Nice.
each of the meditations. So the book is more poem-like, if you will.
Right.
So each of these
Oh,
meditations
beautiful.
have an original artwork by Linda Tracy. And then the
Beautiful.
audio book, which is also I did, my friend from Nashville, Kyle, wrote original music that accompanies each of the meditations. So they really go hand in hand. You can look at the illustrations, you can have your headphones on, and listen to the audiobook. My second book is a little bit tougher subject. It's good. It's called it's for cancer and caregivers. I think we all know people who've been touched by cancer, and they're meditations for cancer and caregivers. It's in my own personal story of my journey with my mom, who actually 30 years ago in August, she passed. She was 55 of breast cancer. And I was 24. And as I'm
Uh,
writing these meditations and putting it all together, I realized she was my age. And just to think about all of that is
yeah. Yeah.
therapeutic in a way. So that's hopefully it takes me a little while. Being a creative, takes me a little while to kind of get stuff out there, but that's
Sure.
the
Yeah.
second,
Yeah.
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 Are you writing still? You have first just for
Yes.
you? So, okay.
Yes. I don't have it here, believe that or not. Uh,
Okay, you are doing
I
another one. Great, though.
my next book that's out is called New Beginnings, and
Okay.
the three sisters after they sell the resort now. Debbie, the main character, is building a bed and breakfast.
Oh,
Right.
wonderful.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and now they're having families, and yeah, so the sisterly rivalries are going to continue
They
in a whole new
usually do.
location. Yeah, yeah.
They
I'll be looking
usually
I'll be looking for a narrator for that series as well.
I think I can be
Right.
that one. I
Right.
sure can.
Oh yeah, you've done such a wonderful job. I can't even tell you. I can't even put into words
Thank
how
you.
the when you do the three sisters, you've done them in different tones, and it just makes the story come to life. Like it's
Yes. Yes.
you,
And I think, on working on it on my end, because I sort of start and stop and start and stop, I have to remember like, okay, and I write down little notes, like character notes for myself of how to do them. And often like for even for the males, like the
yeah,
male voices, I have to think like Brad is a little bit more put together, he's calmer. So often they're thought, and I loved doing Henry. And, Henry is
yeah.
probably one of my favorite side characters. He reminded me of my dad a
Oh
little.
yeah, yeah,
And so even though you wrote the words on how to say it, I would think about, well, I'm gonna just gonna say it a little bit more slowly than I normally would. And that just sort of came out as his character, even though you wrote words that said, yes, I will get to that paint job a little later. And as you're reading it, you say, yes, I will get to that paint job a little later. If you're Henry, you would say it, yes. I'll get to that paint job a little later.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So it
And
just,
and you've done that with the three sisters absolutely
yes.
beautifully. Like
Well, and you crafted it too, Dell, honestly, where they're really individual. They are, I mean, obviously, they're individual people from varying backgrounds and how they, have their little tussles, but the bottom core for them is always their love for each other.
right,
And that was helpful. So each of them, I also had different thoughts in my head as I would be prepared to voice their words that you wrote on the pages. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. You've done a wonderful job. Um, for I guess a question I'd like to ask is, did you enjoy the story now that you've read the three
yeah.
books? Did you enjoy it?
I did. I loved it so much that I think by the time you gave me the second book, I like skimmed it and then I wanted to go right to the end to like see what's going to happen so I can like be prepared.
Is there any one of the three sisters that you identified with more?
Yes, I think I believe I identified with Susan a little bit. She has a family, so she already had her children and her sweetheart, her husband. So I felt like I identified with her. She was sort of the older and the, no, she was all business,
Yeah,
but yet very organized, and but she had her hands in a bunch of different things, and that feels like how I am too with my hands.
multitasking.
Yep. And
Yeah,
different businesses. She's good at photography and she had the real estate and she had to get the kids going. And then when the kids started, the dirt bike stuff early on, and then, the skiing she loved and, but then she could hang out with her girlfriends too. And so there's all those sides to her that, but she was organized and I liked that because I feel like I need that in my life. To be organized. So I think I definitely related to Susan the most, probably.
oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
As my friends have read them, they tell me, "Did you write that about me?" And
Yeah, right,
I'm
right.
like, is that character after me? Yeah, yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. It's pretty
Often it
fun.
is. Yeah, where you
Yeah.
have
Well, I mean, fiction it has to start from real life somewhere, right? Like it definitely has a connection. But
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yep.
that's awesome. I just wanted to have a meeting with you and tell you how happy I am, how impressed I am with the recording. It's amazing. It's you have truly brought the story to life.
It will. Well, please stay in touch, Del. This was
Yeah.
great. If we want to do another one of these too, let me know. I'm happy to we can schedule a time and do this. But it's been a pleasure to get these books out there, and I do hope people will provide good feedback for us and positive reviews because that's important to help spread the word that so that others may enjoy this book too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, well, I just want to say sincerely thank you. You've done
Okay.
an amazing job. and I couldn't be happier with it. The
No way.
story has come to life and it's just amazing.